Howdy there, friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have in the top right as our red Protoss player playing for Team Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Hero. And in the bottom left as our blue Zerg player playing for Dragon Phoenix Gaming as well, it is Rogue. PvZ here on Hardwire between these teammates. Hero, the man, the myth, the legend. Every Protoss is following exactly in his footsteps, and every bit of innovation is something that we encourage. As long as it comes from this beautiful Korean Protoss player. Sends out the first worker rather quick across the map to try and block his opponent's hatchery. And we'll open up with a gateway as well over at home. This is going to be a 15 hatch and thus will... Oh, that was close. That was a very close start there for Hero. Is not going to quite get the block off. This is something that some of the Korean Zergs have been playing against Hero. They have been cutting that one worker to get the hatchery down 50 minerals quicker, and that will often allow them to indeed get the hatchery down where they want it to go down. Now, of course, if they do end up getting blocked, they'll have to build another drone, and that's frustrating and annoying, and they lose a little bit of mining time from a drone that should have been there faster. But I think it's only something like maybe 8 or 9 minerals. It's not the biggest of deals, but you obviously rather have that quicker drone. So it's just slightly less optimal in case you end up still getting blocked. Nexus goes down here for Hero at 20 supply, as it always does, and the Cybercore will quickly follow. Ooh. I saw that probe moving towards the left side. I was like, ooh, where you going, buddy? What you looking at? And, well, I was just looking at a position to put his cybernetics for, it seems like. As Rogue is chasing this worker around with a drone, Hero is known to have not only the greatest build orders, the greatest Oracle control, but also some of the best probe control when it comes to denying mineral patches, and we see Rogue really respecting that, just sending a drone to chase it, saying, hey, I don't want to lose any more minerals than I have to. To be fair, just setting a drone to chase is extremely expensive, and probably just already worth it for Hero. That's a solid like 35 to 40 minerals that you're just going to be losing, and especially if every now and again you still end up hitting one of these drones away from the mineral patch. That's fantastic. So despite not getting the block, I still believe that Hero is going to be fine with this early game. Stargate gets thrown down here as well, as we are used to, and we see no chrono boost on that first adapt. Do have the warp gate on the way. Curious what our good friend Hero has in store for us. I actually am quite curious what Hero has in store for us. Most likely going to be involving adepts, some oracles, and perhaps Blink Stalkers. It seems to be the holy trinity here for a Hero. I have to wait and see though to be sure. Ooh, look at that. One of that makes its way around in a rather odd path. There's still a probe out here as well. Rogue is of course aware of this. Let's not forget about that. With that Overlord gets full vision. Nothing has been lost yet. Except time. Time that we will never get back. Tumor might actually get killed here if Hero wants to commit to it. I think he rolled 2 shots and it's down. Good pick off, really good pick off. Especially because... Did we open with an inject first here? I think we might have. That is interesting. Means that creep is going to be extremely delayed. Getting over towards the third base is going to be hellish here. An absolute nightmare scenario. If that next creep tumor also gets kicked, this would be huge. Instead we see the Oracle heading towards the main base. No Spore ready yet. Rogue, what are we doing? Absolutely abysmal start here in the early game for the Korean Zerg player. No Spore in the natural either. Gets completely caught off guard. Loses a creep tumor. And loses 5 workers against an Oracle that he knew was going to be there. What a terrible opener here for a Zerg player. That was really bad. That was awful. Second Oracle's coming in as well. After the 5 Oracle kills, Oracle is going to get pushed away. Still have these 3 queens. Double Spore instantly and still losing 5 workers. Now is going to be forced to build another Spore over here. Loses another drone as well. Oi, oi, oi. Pure pain and misery here for our Korean Zerg player, who still needs to deal with that third Oracle eventually. You see extra gateways coming down already. We have a Forge, we have a Twilight Council. We're working off of 4 gases as well. And it seems that Hero is... Oh my god, that is so beautiful. That was great. Holy crap, I love that move. Hero here realized, he recognized something. He said, hey, Double spore in the main base. That means most likely there's only going to be a single queen. If I scare the drones away from the spores with my stasis wards, queens can't push away the 2 oracles that will come from the top side, allowing him to take even more drone kills. 10 worker kills already in this game, and we're only 5 minutes in. Averaging 2 drone kills per minute in the first 5 minutes is fabulous, especially given the fact that Hero has lost 0. Killed an overlord, killed 10 drones and 2 creep tubers. Look at this creep! It's like watching my off-race Zerker. Man, Hero is owning this guy. This is actually ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. For a high-level game, this type of early game is crazy. It's bananas in my mind. Overlord spread's also extremely poor out of Rogue. Feels like his foundations just aren't so solid right now. Just now starting to spread Overlords. Complete blind spot over here on that middle. Also complete blind spot over here. No Overlord in this area whatsoever. What are the Overlords? They're just idling in this position. Sure, there's an Overlord on the right side, but you can pretty much spread them out towards the middle area, even if there would be a Void Ray. The middle ones can definitely be saved. The left ones are always a little bit harder, but this is kind of... It actually is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy to watch this. We see a fort base being taken here at the Hero location. Hero loves to take this base, wall this off. Makes it really easy for him to play this game. Because you know there's not going to be any threats on the entire right side. And any threats towards the natural usually are easy to stop because you naturally have a wall there. So really that only leaves, well, this general area open for attacks. And of course, once those rocks get taken out, it will be more difficult. But before that, this base is a godsend, honestly. Double hallucinations are being sent out. Sees the Hydra list then. I wonder what you respond to then. What do you... Carapace upgrade first? This is not looking good for Rogue. Carapace upgrade. Surely that's not the correct call here. Now, I could be mistaken, but... I'd say damage before... Okay, I'm truly confused here by Rogue's play so far this game. He's had a poor early game. His creep threat has been extremely mediocre. He is aware of the right side base. That is important. That was going to be in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't have that many links. Doesn't have that many roaches. Queen count is only at 6 as well. That means that with a queen per base, you can only really pull 3 queens to the front. While still injecting your main natural and third. I love, by the way, how Hero has left this Oracle in this dead space the entire game and saying, okay, I'm either going to force queens over here, or I will just put down a stasis ward every, like, 40 seconds or so, force you to pull away, and if you're not paying attention, maybe even hit a stasis ward, which can have huge, absolutely huge consequences, of course. That can be worth, like, what, 400 or 500 minerals of mining time, one stasis ward, so... I love that. I really do like that play. It makes the game a lot more difficult to play as well for Rogue. A little bit of extra creep is being denied right now. There is a lot of Roach Hydra. That's one thing that I do have to give Rogue here. Extra cannons are being built. We see 8 gas being taken already. Double Robo pushing out Immortals at this point as we have attack as well as armor rather than shields. Interesting call here. One and a call that we don't see that often. Bunch of Zealots make their way towards the left side. Charge is about 15 to 20 seconds away from finishing. There's these 2 oracles. Ooh, what you doing, buddy? What are we looking at? Gonna be building some stasis wards over there. This is a position as well. Sentries here on the high ground with 2 force fields are going to be capable of holding that side. Super battery gets activated. This is good old bad blink though out of Hero. Blinks forward accidentally. Zealot run by heading in right now. Big counterattack. Very big counterattack. Stasis wards are being added on. Do we still have a stasis here in the main? Yeah, it is possible. 75 energy currently on this Oracle. So the stasis is available. APM, 296 average for Hero against 324 out of Rogue. Relatively low APM, I'm surprised. Especially for a Zerg player with who often use, what you call it? Good lord, I can't get the name now. Rapid Fire. So with Rapid Fire they produce units and that often spikes the APM of Zerg players by a crap ton. Also spikes Protoss players APM when they warp in. This has to be a recall by the way. It is going to be a recall. 2 Stalkers get left behind. And a couple of Stalkers before that even get taken out. I think it was 3-4 Stalkers. Relatively expensive. That's an F2 move here. This Oracle is going to be in a bit of trouble. Hero does realize. We'll fly away with it. Just barely. Sloppy play, but no reward at the end of that tunnel for Rogue. Instead, the Oracle makes its way home. Bunch of sentries in his army. This is an oddly constructed army. Really well designed to fight exactly what he's fighting. Saying, hey, I don't actually need Archons here. I just need a pure range army with force fields, and that will be something that you'll struggle with. This is a lot of Immortals, it's a lot of firepower. As you see Hero moving in, does need to be careful though against Roche Hydra. If they do get a good concave, it's a tricky army to fight without any AoE whatsoever. Force fields are not here anymore, and these Immortals are going to get taken out. 2 Immortals will end up falling, a couple of Stalkers get taken out as well. 5 drones have been killed somewhere, some way. We see Hero on 81 workers against 68. And I'm liking this position for the Protoss player as long as he doesn't kill himself into his opponent right now. I think that is truly the only way that he can lose. He has 2.1k gas in the bank. That is more Templar than I can count, honestly. To be fair, my counting ability has never been my bragging point. But yeah, this is painful to watch here for Rogue. Rogue is in so much trouble. It's going to be 4 base against 4 base. Prism makes its way in towards the main base. Double Immortal still being produced, so we're currently at 6. I do not like these move forwards. I do not like these. I like the fact that he's on the map, but I don't think we should be moving through chokes at this point. I also would love to see Storm Research. We do not have Storm Research yet, and I think it's a vital upgrade against the Roach Hydra army. It would complement the currently existing composition so much as well. And it is something not to be underestimated. What else are we looking at though? We have a couple of lurkers coming out, 6 extra lurkers coming out. That will bring the total to 9. Rogue will have to play a fairly defensive game from here on out though. He's only on 63 workers, does not have a 5th base, doesn't have the saturation to get a 5th base either. Now we'll get the hatchery down, and slowly but surely we'll need to start adding a couple of drones. Creep threat, extremely mediocre. Map control is absolutely in the hands of Hero right now. And these positions are difficult to fight, Hero. They're difficult to fight. The Archons will not contribute to this army whatsoever. I'm just going to say it one more time. They will not contribute to this army whatsoever. They'll be in front. There'll be a massive punching bags for the lurkers, for the roaches. Sure, they tank a decent chunk of damage, but Storm here could really zone out your opponent's army. It would also help defending this type of high ground. With the cannons, a couple of Templars up there, and you don't really have to worry about it no more. I love the army movement out of Hero. Ooh! Oh my god, he's so good, but also he's in a dicey spot right now. He's in a very dicey spot. Rogue is making it work with a very mediocre and cheapish army. Of course, these lurkers aren't cheap, but the roaches definitely are. There's just a lot of army supply. I think that's the one thing that we can definitely say of this army of Rogue. Is, well, he's losing 10 more drones. He's going to lose 12 more drones, 13 more drones. Look what he's replacing that with. Hydras. More Hydras. A bigger army. Loses workers, gets more army. It's going to lose more workers in the main base. Actually, that's a target on the hive. I think that's a mistake. I really think this position is kind of crazy. Given the fact that Hero knows there's no 5th base, knowing that he's been killing workers left, right, and center, I think right now the only way that you can truly lose is by taking a fight on creep. So you see Hero, whoa, he's not going to take a fight on. Holy crap, that's a blink. Okay, well, it's a blink, but not a very good one. See this army moving towards the back. Archons being completely useless, as mentioned before. This was terrible. That last fight there was awful. See, resources lost is completely equal. There's 40 more army supply for Rogue. Mothership is on the way. We have Disruptors being pumped out as well. No Storm. I am in shock. I'm in awe and in shock that he's playing this without Storm. It's an episode of beating Grandmasters with stupid stuff. Except in a serious game. The one thing that I do like, by the way, I'm not criticizing Hero for being on the map the entire time, but I think sometimes a little bit too aggressive on creep. There's no reason for him to be aggressive on creep. He's up 40 workers, he has a fantastic army composition, he's transitioning into loads of different things. Being on the map is good because you don't want these lurkers to be allowed to be in a good position. So you're kind of moving on the edge of creep. I think that is good, but some of these engagements, ooh, they scare me as a Protoss player. Disruptors moving in, we'll get 3. Yes, 3 lurkers get taken out there with 2 simple shots. Beautiful stuff. Out of heroes, planning probably on taking a 6th base as well at this point. Probe's already in position. This army's over here as well. We see 5. Yes, that's 5 stalkers here moving towards the left side. Blink back, blink back. Oh my god, control is very good once again. There's no more oracles in this composition. No more stasis wards either because of that. And the upgrades are 3-2-1. Now 3-3-1 against 2-2. +3 attack is on the way here for Rogue. It feels like Rogue has just been getting bullied in this game by Hero. Hero is his older brother just stomping him. It's insane to watch. Complete control, complete dominance in this game by Hero. Look how blind Rogue is, except actually these 2 changelings are definitely contributing to the vision that Rogue has. The very little vision. Going to move this back. He's going to need Vipers if he wants to survive this. 3 Vipers are out already, even have energy. And now there's an opportunity. There's no Templars in this army. That means we can abduct 6 units. That's 1 carrier. It's a good start. This is a huge army. With the Viper, this army can get pushed back. The Disruptors, not quite as useful anymore. The Immortals, capable of being abducted as well. Here we go. 2 abducts on some of these Disruptors. 3 shots completely miss as well. I think this is our opportunity that we've been waiting for. We now need to push across the map, Rogue. This is literally the only time that we can win. Carrier force is growing, but there is 18 lurkers, 19 roaches, 3 vipers. This is an army that wants to fight right now, right here. This is not an army that transitions well into a late game, especially if you're down 3 bases, down 1 million workers, and every single base is completely set up with cannons. Upgrades fantastic for Hero. He's going to sacrifice some of his workers, and this is a move that I truly do appreciate, because, well, the only way that Hero can lose this game, in his mind, if he keeps playing as well as he has been, is probably by taking a terrible engagement where your opponent has a way better army. So, or way bigger army. So a good way to kind of stop that is by, you know, just getting a bigger army yourself. It makes it harder to lose engagements. Now, this mothership is going to get blessed. I don't think we should see a recall here. Might end up seeing a time warp. That was a big minus 800 resources there for no reason whatsoever. Disruptor shots, can we get them? No, we can't. 13 probes have been taken out. Let's not forget what that's for, though. These 13 probes were to increase the army supply. 15 workers are getting taken out by the Zealot run by. Slow response. Oh my god, this base was killed. Did this base get killed by Vipers? I think the answer might be yes there. Good abducts, by the way, with these Vipers. I think the energy taking of these Vipers cost this base its life. This has been a fabulous game. It honestly has been. Oracle gets taken out. Storm is here yet? Still no Storm. We do have 2 Templar, though. I love how this army looks. I really love how this army looks. It's a very kind of complex army, which isn't great at standing its ground, especially if 18 lurkers walk at it. But as long as you can dodge a fight and just have these short little fights, 4 disruptor shots here, 3 disruptor shots here, maybe a carrier unleashed some of his interceptors on a position. You know, you're just constantly getting decent fights, and that's really what you want. I think this is definitely a position that could have been broken there, but I don't think there was an observer with this army. Seems to be the case. Here's going to move behind. With the 6 Tempest as well in this army. It's a scary force. It's a very scary force even. Oh, there's 1 Viper being taken out. We have the Tectonic Destabilizers, which is the upgrade for the Tempest, dealing more damage to buildings. Here we need some target fire on these Vipers. 2 Tempests get taken out, 1 Viper also gets taken out. New Viper has been produced already. Vipers take a very long time to build. We have a bit of a roach run by here on the top left, but these roaches should not be capable of taking this out, especially given the upgrades that Hero is working with as well. Of course, 332 upgrades currently. Big disruptor shots are hitting. These lurkers are in trouble. Oh my god, these are some big disruptor shots over here. Carrier still fighting as well. Every single Viper is going to get feedbacked. That's a type of feedback you do not want. That is not constructive criticism, no. Those dead Vipers, Rogue decides to call it quits. Steps out with 157 supply still there, but the game truly was over and had been over for a while. That's going to be it for me today. I hope you did enjoy this PvZ. Pure dominance out of Hero. Early game, mid game, late game, from start to finish. A masterclass Protoss versus Zerg. Sometimes Slightly over-aggressive, perhaps, giving his opponent an opportunity where it didn't feel like Rogue ever should have had one. But in the end, Hero takes it, and yeah, no criticism there. Beautiful stuff. All right, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.